Hello. I don't know if I think it might be afternoon already. Hello and hello from Dr. Mom, Suki and Dr. Mom, live from Idaho on Memorial Day. I thought that I'd better get on here because I'm supposed to be doing it every Wednesday, and so far it's not happening every Wednesday. I've been pretty busy and having fun with my family, so I thought I have the opportunity today to get on here, so I thought I'd better just get her done. But because it's Memorial Day, I thought that I should do, in respect to the holiday, sort of just do a brief history of how it got started. You know, what is Memorial Day? I think we all kind of know, but I thought it'd be a good idea for me to respect this holiday while I'm on here, not to take away from the losses that we've had, you know, and why we celebrate Memorial Day. But I just thought I'd do a quick update. Hi, Joe. Nice to see you on here. On when the holiday got started, right? So I'm just getting this from an article published actually May 27th. 2022, on what is the history of Memorial Day. So here we are. Let's see. So what is Memorial Day? The holiday that takes place annually on at least on the last Monday in May, and is a dedicated day for honoring U.S. military personnel who have died while serving in the United States Armed Forces. So for me, it's always been a particular great holiday also because, and I don't know so much if it is a holiday that I celebrated, but my birthday also is on the 26th. So I love this time of year because it's the first of summer as well. So, anyway, I also wanted to thank everyone who said happy birthday to me. That's one thing that I really, about Facebook that I really like, is that you get to stay in touch with everybody that you really care about. And for me, it's a lot of people from high school that I'm able to touch base with again. And what a privilege to have all the good well wishes on my birthday it was. It was so awesome. Really, really cool. And I thank everyone who said happy birthday. It was very, very kind. So anyway, I'm going to get back to what is Memorial Day. So it says, when was Memorial Day first celebrated? Memorial Day was originally called Decorations Day. In 1869, the head of an organization of Union veterans, Major General John A. Logan, established Decorations Day as a way for the nation to honor the graves of those who died in the Civil War with flowers, according to the U.S. Veterans Affairs Department. It sounds like there was debates over which city was the origin of Memorial Day, although the first large observation was held at Arlington National Cemetery for a crowd of over 4,000 in 1868. In 1966, President Lyndon Johnson declared Waterloo, New York, the official birthplace of the holiday, according to the VA. So why was May 30th chosen? It is believed that May 30th was chosen by Logan as a day to observe Decorations Day because flowers would be in bloom nationwide, the VA website wrote. Though there were future conversations over the official day of Memorial Day, by the end of the 19th century, state legislators passed proclamations naming May 30th as the holiday. So it was declared a federal holiday in 1971. Congress declared Memorial Day a national holiday, placing it as the last Monday in May. According to the VA, the day was expanded to honor all those who have died in American wars. Congress in December 2000 passed the President signed into law the National Monument of Remembrance Act. to ensure those who sacrificed their lives for the country were not forgotten. So, how to observe Memorial Day. At 3 p.m. local time, Americans are asked to take part, I didn't even know this, I don't think, in the national moment of remembrance, a time to pause and a moment of silence to honor those who have died serving the U.S. Okay, so that looks like about it on here. But I just felt like I didn't want to take away from the holiday, you know, with me doing this, but I wanted to find out exactly. Suki's back there scratching, so hopefully we don't see anything else except scratching. And there's dogs outside. So anyway, with that, I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to update on my bodybuilding and my RV life and moving forward. So moving forward today, you know, lately it's funny how sometimes you can get lost in what you're doing, right? So a year ago is when I started, basically, I flipped my house. In fact, it was May 20th last year. I had already got my RV. I'd flipped my house and basically sold everything I could. There was a lot of stuff that I still had in my RV when I took off, which I posted pictures of. I mean, it was completely crazy how much stuff I had in here. And I had to go pick my son up, Nick, from the airport, and we went to a wedding in Colorado. That was my first trip. And so basically my daughter came and got a lot of my stuff. Probably everything she could fit in a moving truck, and my granddaughter bought my little Ford Escape from me, and they towed that back as well. So, but you know, sometimes like I kind of get lost in, well, why? What are you doing, Kathy? Why are you doing this? Where'd the videos come from? What are you doing? And, you know, I had to remind myself, and this morning, just out of the blue, I started watching YouTube because a podcast popped up onto my feed. Because I have a YouTube channel, by the way, subscribe, like. That's where I've been putting all my videos after I got started a little bit, but I'm still trying to figure out the whole media platform, and you know, sometimes why am I still doing this? So anyway, it popped up and it was Dr. Andrew Huberman, and I really like him. So he studies neurology at Stanford, I believe it's Stanford University, and he has his own lab, and they study basically the brain, neurology, and I think they study basically how the brain works, right? So I like him because he's very logical, and I did my dissertation for my doctorate on the grieving process, because if you don't know, almost 7 years ago my husband passed away, and over the time span of that, I've been learning how to move forward, and many of the days, months, years now, right after, I was really caught up in the whole grieving process. You know, at first I was in shock. That's probably the first year or two. I think I thought it would be easier, but it really did get more difficult in time. And so, you know, I don't know. I just went through the whole process. So Dr. Huberman did a podcast this morning, and I'll post it on here for you, on grief. And grief is not always just about death. Grief can be about breaking up with someone you've been with for a while, losing a friend, losing a job, losing finances, losing your house. It could be, grief is kind of a wide variety. And in fact, my dissertation, I did grief on, so Dr. Kubler-Ross was the one, she was studied the whole process of death and documented it all. She studied terminally ill patients. And so I used her model, and the fact that my university that I worked with at the time, ISU, Idaho State University, just got a new president into office. And there was tons of fast changes going, right? So change is another reason that people grieve. As you may imagine, sometimes when a new president goes in anywhere, people lose their jobs, policies change, a lot of things change quickly. And so I interviewed the change process from the perspective of senior leaders within Idaho State University by using the Kubler-Ross method and graphing it. And so basically that's what I did my dissertation on. It was a very interesting subject. Hey, Rocky, nice to see you. And it was during COVID that I actually ended up getting my paper completed, if you could believe it, in May, and everybody was pretty much, everybody, I mean my committee of professors that had to review my dissertation and pass it or not pass it, were all gone. So everything was done virtually. So I had to really sort of press everyone to get them to read it, because it's 130 pages worth of research. And like my advisor said, don't worry, no one's probably going to read it. That makes you feel a little bad, but at that point you just want to finish it, right? I think the only ones who really read it was my mother and my mother-in-law, which I think it took them to get time to get through it. But anyway, so this Andrew Huberman, Dr. Huberman, he does the grieving process, and he did it on sort of the neurology of the processes we go through. So I was looking at the emotional aspect of it. You know, so Dr. Kubler-Ross would say you go through 5 stages. Shock and denial is the first stage. And then you go through, let's see, I don't even have it in front of me, but I think you go through anger, and then you go through sadness, and then I don't know the exact one. I think the final one is acceptance and moving on. Now that I feel like I'm through the grieving process after it's been almost 7 years. I thought at the time it would take me a year. I would just get through it, move on. You know, I'm not a real touchy-feely person, but it took me this long. You know, I think I'm still sort of discovering the new me. Who am I? After a single woman, widow, after 30 years of marriage, 32 years with someone, really, honestly, my whole adulthood, right? So I'm still navigating that, but it helped to remind me a year ago as to why did I flip my house, buy an RV, and take off into unknown territory, because I was stuck, because I was lonely, because I was in a place where I couldn't seem to get out of it. I needed to navigate. Part of me felt like I was actually searching for myself. Was it myself, or was I searching for a new partner maybe? I think really honestly looking back, like a lot of times people who lose their spouse, they get married right away. And I understand that, because there is a huge hole inside of you that you don't understand, and it's grief. And that's what I was doing. I think I thought I was searching for someone to meet, someone to, fill that void. Because I think when I was going through it, you just want to get through it. It's very painful. And Dr. Huberman on this podcast explains it in a neurological manner. He's talking about a mapping system that our brain uses, and how we're so familiar with that person that you actually are looking for that person in everything you do, right? And really you have to remap that whole part of your brain. And it's a very painful process. It took me all of this time to heal, really to find a new life, really to find my independence and being okay with being alone. Although I'm not alone, because Suki has been my traveling companion the whole time. But so what I thought that I was looking for a year ago was meeting new people, not being alone anymore. Also my kids, at the same time about the same time my husband passed away, my two younger kids got incredible jobs, got their careers, their family going, moved, a long ways away, Kentucky and Minnesota. And then my son here. But I was basically an empty nester as well. So all those things, I just felt stuck. And so one of the things I did was this influencer challenge. I took a challenge, and it was incredible. And she wanted us, as part of the challenge, to do 100 videos in 100 days. And once I started doing the videos, I felt like I was being fulfilled. And so I did that. I did 100 videos in 100 days. Through my videos, I found out that I had to do something more. And that's when I just decided I'm going to hit the road and find out who I am. What do I want to do? Where do I want to be? I mean, I feel like, so I was able to semi-retire. I finished my doctorate. And so I hit the road. It's not what I expected going into it, but it's better than I hoped for. Because I'm feeling really good about where I'm at. I've been thoroughly enjoyed the road. Although your budget starts to disappear and gas prices are crazy, but you learn your way around that. I've drove through scary weather, which today in Idaho is about high winds and storms, but that's okay because we need the water in Idaho. And I'm stationary, so I'm sitting here stationary, not having to drive right now. But anyway, that's kind of my why, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. I've met incredible people. It's funny too, because when my husband first passed away, the incredible need to meet someone again and fill that void is huge. And I am grateful. I'm very grateful, and I believe it's to God. And by the way, I'm using a new speaker my son gave me. I'm hoping it makes a difference. He said it should make a difference for the clarity. So we'll try it out and not pick up on background noises. Hopefully I have it running, but I don't know. Not very good with audio effects. I'm not very good with effects. And I've been on Instagram and TikTok now, so I've got to do a bunch more in there. I'm learning from it anyway. But so anyway, I kind of went down in the move forward thing. I'm going up to the bodybuilding thing. So I did find out that the competition I went to last year is the first Saturday in September. I don't know, where I'm at, and it's a little bit of where I was at in moving forward too. I'm questioning, what are you doing? Why are you still working out? Why are you doing these things? I love working out though, but the diet part is very difficult. And at 61, I just turned 61, you have to really, it's 85% nutrition. Hey Sarah, good morning. How you doing? 85% nutrition, and I've always had a hard time with nutrition, and so I'm learning how to navigate that part of it. And until I get that down to, for my body type, a great place, I'm doing well. I mostly do keto, but when you work out, when you lift weights, when you bodybuild, keto's a little bit harder to do, but I'm trying. Keto's good for me. I have some insulin resistance. I'm allergic to gluten, and so it's about getting enough carbs in, good carbs in, being able to have a great workout, and eating the right things, but still losing weight and keeping your body full of nutrition, right? So you can bodybuild. So I don't know. I still have a trainer. I came here to work out with a trainer here. However, he's not as available as what I would like. He wanted me to work out at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm just not ready to do that. Am I not as committed? Maybe. But he's still going to help me. If I can get the rest of my body fat off, which I need to lose about 25, 30 pounds still, maybe, then I can still try to make the thing in September, but it's not as big a priority. I am still working out 6 days a week. I'm working on the rest of it. A lot of it's getting all your water in. And I feel good about it. But I'm not as energized. I don't know. Maybe it's motivation. Maybe I'm not as motivated, and I keep thinking back. Where did your motivation go? And so that's kind of why sometimes I post pictures about what I was then and what I'm doing now, because it helps to motivate me. And so I'm working at it. I'm still working out 6 days a week, a couple hours a day. I'm increasing my cardio, not to a point of overdoing cardio, however, because I used to do that. So I did CrossFit for a while, quite a while. I mean, when I was 50, I got totally into it, but I was working out, I believe, so I could still eat what I wanted. I was doing paleo at the time, but I ended up rupturing a disc in my back and had to have surgery and all those things. And so I'm not going to do that anymore. So I'm working out to a point of bodybuilding, but I'm not going to overdo the cardio. I have to be careful of my back. My knees aren't the best. My shoulder has an injury. I mean, so I'm trying to do it smart, but for me, it's nutrition. If I can get my nutrition down, completely down, which I will, should I say. When I do want to compete again. I love the process. I absolutely love the performance aspect of it. And so my trainer here is he's done competitions. He's still, he's working with a trainer, but I need to do more posing routines, learn how to smile better, and being on here helps you with that. Like, you get confidence. So there's a lot to it though. It's a whole showmanship part, and I do like that. So anyway, I still have 10 pounds to lose that I gained on the road. I'll be more steady now because I'm here in Idaho for 3 months. And so I'll be able to stay consistent with more of my food intake and getting that down to just the right levels. One thing that's good is I also take a lot of vitamins, and proteins, but I don't get sick very often, knock on wood. I stay pretty healthy. So it's just the aches and pains of being maybe this age. I don't know. But anyway, that's where my bodybuilding place is. So I've been doing some things on TikTok on my RV aspect of it and why I bought this particular RV. Because I know other people are very interested. Like almost everyone I talked to on the phone, like for instance, I had to get some things with my AT&T account. The gentleman on there, you know, he was talking about how I'm living his dream of being an RV, and I hear that a lot. So I just want to tell you why, as a single woman, I chose the RV I did. So I got a 2021 Thor Elite, Freedom Elite, no extensions. It was probably almost, I was thinking of a 30-foot one, but this is, I almost found the smallest at the time. So I bought it here in town, and I believe it's the only motorhome that was there at the time that was brand new. And I looked at used ones. I had done some research on used ones and found that they just warned me that a lot of times they flood out and they don't tell you until you buy it. I also didn't like the colors on the inside. I wanted something newer. I wanted a brand new one because I didn't want, well, I was still struggling with, do I buy a truck and a trailer, you know, the silver trailers, Streamline, I believe they're called. Do I buy a trailer or do I buy an RV and a motor coach and pull my vehicles, all of those things? I just ended up settling, I think mainly the motor coach, because I had a dog and cat. I wanted them to be able to travel with me inside. So then I went to mechanical issues. I wanted a newer one. This one had 1,700 miles on it. Ford, I know maybe some of you don't like Ford. I was raised on Ford. Sorry, it's getting warm in here again. And so I trusted it. It was a powerful engine, not very good gas mileage, I'll be honest with you. But I didn't want mechanical issues, and I didn't want any other maintenance issues. I felt like buying a brand new one, that would be good, because I didn't know how to drive it. I didn't know anything about it. So I decided I sold all my vehicles. I decided I didn't want to pull one either, because I didn't know what pulling, you know, I didn't know how to drive it. I didn't know what pulling would add to the driving aspect. I heard a lot about trailers, people pulling trailers and the trailer pulling them off the road and all those. But that's why I went with this, and I'm very happy. So when I traveled down into Florida, particularly is when, because before that I really had destinations where I would stay with either my family or my friends outside their house. But in Florida I didn't have that. So I had to stay. I joined Harvest Hosts, which is a way to, people let you stay at their house for free. Sometimes I was backed up on someone's actual driveway, but you could stay for free. If you hooked up to power, sometimes they wanted $10. But for the most part, I didn't have any problem staying anywhere. I did meet up with a young girl who is working on the road. She's a project manager, works from her, she brought a truck and trailer. She works from her trailer. We kind of started hanging out, and she had problems getting parking spaces. So I didn't. So I made the right decision as far as that goes for me at that time. The other thing, let's see. So, and then I also got I did bring my 2 bikes, because I figured if I needed to get around, I could get around on my bike. So what I found is I didn't stay too long in one spot. So I never really wanted to take my bikes off, get them set up and rolling. One thing I did mess up on bike-wise is I didn't have a good cover for them. I forgot, I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't even think about Florida being so humid and rainy. And as you might imagine, my bikes were out in the elements. I just happened to look at them one day, and of course the chains were rusted. So I bought a bag to put over it, cleaned up the chains, lubed them up, got them rolling again. But the bag I bought over time, it's been a windy year since January, has ripped. They both ripped. It wasn't the most durable, and so I'm gonna have to get another one, but it protected them for a while. So that's another thing I didn't think of. So that's kind of why I bought the size I did. I had a few issues. I feel like it's like this. So it was under warranty for a year. But don't plan on, if you need something fixed, it takes months to get in, and sometimes you got to leave it, and if you're living in it, it's not easy. So I learned to fix a lot of the things myself. For instance, the door handles up there, on one of them broke off already. I did get that covered under warranty, so I'm waiting on that, but they're $60 if you have to pay for it yourself. It looks easy to install though. The plate on my stove was broken. That was sort of my fault. Like, you can't get it hot at all, and I did, and it shattered. My window on this side, the little piece that opens it popped off. Just things like that. Some plumbing issues. There was, it wasn't braced up, some of the plumbing. Once you start driving, everything rattles loose. So I've had some panels come out. I noticed there's a little bit of leak on top, so I got some things to maintain the roof from leaks, because there was a lot of water, a lot of rain in Florida, a lot of bugs. The other thing that I ran into is little no-see-ums are smaller than mosquitoes. These screens, normal screens, don't hold them out, so that was miserable. Anyway, that's kind of why I bought this. The heater is propane. I cook with propane in here. I also have a grill, propane grill that's outside, that I use outside. The heater works great though. It's on a thermostat system, but the overhead air conditioner works good, but you gotta be plugged into power or use your generator. Generator's super loud and it runs off gas, so I don't use it very often. But the air conditioner doesn't work on a thermostat, so it runs all night, which is okay for a noise barrier, right? The cooling part of it will shut off, but the fan keeps running, so it's good. One thing I would have done differently, I'm set up for solar panels on top, but I didn't realize I don't have them. So you have to invest in solar panel if you're going to use it to charge batteries, backup batteries, for when you're boondocking, not able to plug in for power. And I only got one battery. Someone told me I probably should have at least 3, and solar panels. Then you can actually use your electricity while you're boondocking. So there's things you can get to plug into, but I don't know, I priced them out $350 for a little one and a converter type thing. So anyway, that's one thing I would look at a little more into. But the inside I like pretty good. It really can sleep. So my daughter and her family met me down in Navarre, Florida, by Destin on the Panhandle, and we've slept 7 fairly easy. I mean, one of the grandkids were down here, but it was comfy, and we had a great time. So comfortably, you can sleep 5, you know, and that's my bed. I've had to add. It's called a RV Queen, I believe. But I've had to add some foam padding on it and a couple other layers just to make it comfy. Now it's super comfy. And let's see, the fridge is pretty nice size. Good enough for me. Like, I don't need any more in there. And then the bathroom is a full bathroom too. I was going to show you that Let's see if I can do this without making everything crash. Anyway, but it's a full bathroom. I think you can see in there, maybe not, that it actually has a full shower and everything. Used to be back in the day, you kind of had like the shower that you had to take a shower over the toilet, you know what I mean? And I didn't want that. I wanted a full shower. The seats in front, they don't swivel around. You can get them to swivel around, but it is so very comfortable. The captain's seats, I don't know about the other side, but my side, I never get a backache from driving. I love it. The power of the engine is marvelous. 350. I have not had a problem. Like, I had to go over some pretty steep passes. I didn't have any problems getting over them. I'm very comfortable. I've got 20,000 miles on here already, so I've went to a lot of places and driven through quite a bit. I even had to drive through snow and ice. Wind, I'm not always comfortable, but it handles pretty well, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, okay, so that's kind of my RV updates. Let me know if you need to know any more about this. The gas mileage is horrible. It's 8, if I'm lucky, 8 miles to the gallon. If there's wind, it's probably terrible. Like, I started out with being able to fill my tank with $140. It's about 200 now. So as you might think, I am not driving as much. I'm trying not to drive. I'm going to have to be real limited until hopefully the gas prices go down, because it's a little too expensive right now. So I did meet a couple that had an older model. It was probably a smaller engine because they said they got, I think, 10 miles to the gallon, but still, you got to consider that, you know. People that I've talked to that have the truck and trailer, I think they get 15 miles to the gallon or something. And they handle pretty well in wind. It depends on how the trailer's made. I guess those silver trailers are a little more aerodynamic and travel better, but anyway, that's the scoop of that. So I don't have much else to say about moving forward, except, you know, sometimes you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. And that's where I'm at. You know, I have to keep reminding myself, what am I still doing? Where am I headed? So my plan now is 3 months here. I plan on Arizona. I've already put my deposit there. So Lake Havasu City, Arizona for the winter. So September, hey Sandra, September I will be in Lake Havasu City. I'm studying right now for my real estate license down there. I love flipping homes and real estate, so it's an online course, 90 hours, and I'm really loving learning again. I'll always have some learning that I'm doing. And I actually wouldn't mind, Arizona State has a 4-year college extension there in Havasu now. I really wouldn't mind possibly teaching online. So I'm going to see, we'll see. But I'll get my license. I wouldn't mind buying some houses I can flip for Airbnbs or something. We'll see what comes of it, but it's very enjoyable. It's pretty easy for me because I've been in real estate. I've owned apartments for years, flipped, 5 houses now and an apartment building. So I love real estate. And I'm interested in, and the market's ideal for it, right? So I'm interested in how that's going to play out. And of course, pickleball. So I'm a huge pickleball advocate. My son got me into it, and I love it. And Lake Havasu City has a very advanced pickleball league. They have a lot of tournaments. They have a lot of players, and I can't wait to get into that when I get there. So that's kind of where I'm moving forward to next. For now, I'm going to keep training here, studying, getting my eating, nutrition down, learning how to bodybuild, and enjoying my family. My oldest son and his wife and kids are here. Just my heart's full. Like, oh my gosh, it's so good to be around my kids. I can't say how much that fills me up. And then my daughter and her family are coming in June for a wedding, and then my youngest son is coming in August. So it's going to be just a full, fun summer of enjoyment and family and friends, old friends that I get to see while I'm here. So that's it for me. I hope this Memorial Day finds you enjoying it, although our weather's a little bit windy and rainy here, but still, you know, enjoy it with your family. Love everybody, because you'd never know, right? You never know. That's what we're talking about with the grief process. You never know. So love them. And much love to you, and have a super rest of the day and your weekend. And I'll be talking to you next week again. Much love. Bye.